Welcome back to the Making the Madness YouTube channel. This is Jonathan here to break down the news as Matthew Mayer has decided he's going to return to Baylor for another season. He's coming back for his junior season. That's what you would qualify it as. Obviously, you got the additional year of extra ability, but essentially his junior season. Big news for the Baylor Bears. This is certainly a big time, keeping of him in school. He's someone that I think has Big 12 Player of the Year, a type of upside. And you look at Baylor hanging into this upcoming season, they should be right there in top three. I think it's a pretty clear top three. It's Kansas, Texas, and Baylor. And Baylor, I think, is probably still the third team out of those three, but you look at that, and I think it's a pretty clear top three. I think all three are top 20 teams. So, you look at this, keeping of Matthew Mayer, I think it's certainly big for them. You look at this Baylor team heading into next season, and yes, they of course, they're going to lose a lot of pieces. Mark Vidal heading to the NBA. Davion Mitchell heading to the NBA. Jared Butler heading to the NBA. Macy Teague heading to the NBA. Those are four big losses. Those are 4 stars. You're not going to replace that. You certainly get to keep the, 5 men. Jonathan Shamwa, Chachua, Flo Thamba are, just really good in their roles as fives. Matthew Mayer, I think, steps right in and plays the 4 really well. I think he's going to be certainly a very good fit right there because of his ability to score. He's 6'9", just kind of has a Kevin Durant vibe. Obviously not as good, but he's someone that is overly long, just gets buckets, can make plays, just puts the ball in the basket. Shot 39% from 3 this past year. I think averaged 8.5 points per game. Looking up, so I mean he's someone that can go score. The defense, he's not an elite defender, but he hustles. He's certainly, I think, that's something that you can't teach. He's yet in long, that kind of makes up for, maybe some, quickness issues, but I think he's a perfect fit at the 4 next to JTT and Flo Thamba. And then you're looking, elsewhere at this team. You bring in James Akinjo. We're assuming he's going to play, not guaranteed, because he is a second-time transfer. We'll see what they kind of do, but getting James Akinjo in, certainly I think to kind of help, run the point a little bit will be big. They also have Adam Flagler who can, I think run the point a little bit. I'd like him more in an off-ball role, kind of similar to how he played this year. But, if worst comes to worst, you can, play Adam Flagler at the point. But I think that they're a good backcourt combination. And then you have, of course, Kendall Brown, who I think is a fantastic player. I think he's going to come in and start at the 3. So you're looking at a starting 5, Kinjo, Flagler, Kendall Brown, Matthew Mayer. And then I guess they'll go Flo Thamba, although I think Shamua Chachua is better. Just keep Flo Thamba in the starting lineup. They rotate those two anyway. So that's a good starting 5. You can move Kendall Brown down to the 4. You can play Brown with Matthew Mayer. I think no problem at all. You could maybe even play, you bring in Langston Love, who a lower rated recruit, but still a 4-star recruit. You can play him, kind of maybe at the 3, play 3 guards and have Kendall Brown, Matthew Mayer play the 5. There's certainly a lot of options lineup-wise. They also have LJ Crier, who wasn't overly impressive this past season, but he can come in, step in, and play a role for this team. I think he's a solid point guard. Maybe he even starts. If James Akinjo doesn't get eligible, we'll kind of wait and see on that ruling. But he can potentially play some minutes at the point for them. This is a solid Baylor team. It kind of depends upon how good Matthew Mayer is heading into the next season, but this is a team they're going to defend. The scoring, I think, is maybe a question mark where exactly it comes from, but I think they're going to score enough that they'll have to be with the defense that they will possess. Maybe not as good as this past season's defense, but it's still going to be good. I think you obviously have to put Baylor in the top 20 of any rankings you have hanging next season, probably top 15. I think they're pretty clearly up there with, Texas and Kansas as, one of the three best teams in this conference heading into next season. Baylor certainly has high expectations, and Matthew Mayer's return certainly going to be big. Thanks again for tuning in to Making the Madness on YouTube, and stay tuned as draft decisions continue to come in.